If a Spartan and a Roman faced each other in a real fight, which sword would truly win?
Two powerful empires, two legendary blades, one ultimate matchup. The Spartan Xiphos, short, fast, and brutally efficient. The Roman Gladius, engineered for precise, deadly thrusts.
Each sword reflects its civilization's unique way of war.
Spartans trained from childhood to master close-range combat. Romans fought with discipline, every move precise and controlled. The Spartan phalanx, a moving fortress of bronze and muscle.
The Roman testudo blocked arrows, spears, and
The Xiphos delivered fast, devastating cuts in tight combat. The Gladius thrust, designed to pierce armor gaps with deadly accuracy.
Into Octavius. The Spartan shield wasn't just defense, it was a weapon itself.
Romans struck from behind their shields, fast, hidden, lethal. The Spartan stance relied on raw power, the Roman stance on speed and precision. Before comparing power, we must understand how each blade was crafted. The Xiphos was forged for slashing in tight phalanx formations.
Its reinforced core made the Gladius incredibly strong for its size.
The Gladius focused on thrusting power, maximum damage with minimum motion. The Xiphos grip allowed powerful cuts from close range. The Gladius moved fast, small motions, but lethal results. Spartans relied on unity, each warrior protecting the next. Romans combined formation with coordination, creating a deadly rhythm.
The curved edges of the Xiphos favored slicing. But the Gladius point was engineered for penetration.
The Xiphos was perfect once the spears broke and battle became personal.
Gladius strikes were short, hidden, and almost impossible to dodge.
Which edge was sharper? Tests suggest the Gladius held its sharpness longer.
The Spartan cut could disable arms, legs, even break through weak armor.
But the Roman thrust targeted the heart, lungs, and vital points with precision. Now, let's see how these blades behave when both warriors face each other directly.
The Spartans' opening move often involved using the shield as a battering ram.
Romans countered by sidestepping, keeping the Gladius ready to strike. The Xiphos aimed to disable. Cutting the sword arm weakened the enemy instantly.
But the Gladius could slip under shields, striking at exposed ribs. Spartan warriors relied on raw power and physical dominance.
The clash of cutting versus thrusting defined this duel.
Romans responded with technique, small steps, tight defense.
But the Roman chest thrust was one of history's most feared strikes.
In head-to-head combat, milliseconds decide who lives and who falls.
The Spartan looked for openings, trying to get around the Roman's shield.
But the Roman shield technique was made for fast repositioning.
A surprise low cut could cripple the Roman stance instantly.
But the Gladius counter, fast, precise, unstoppable, was deadly at close range.
As the duel continues, stamina becomes just as important as strength.
The Roman grip ensured maximum control with minimal movement. Spartans pushed forward relentlessly, using momentum as a weapon. Romans absorbed pressure, waiting for the perfect counterstrike. The Xiphos cut was powerful, capable of damaging even heavy shields.
The Roman tactic was to get inside the opponent's reach, where the Gladius ruled.
But the Gladius excelled in tiny openings, striking where it hurt most. Close contact favored the Spartans' sheer physical strength.
A downward slash could end the fight instantly if it connected.
But Romans relied on technique more than brute force. The Spartans' reflexes, sharpened from youth, kept him alive. Romans reset their stance quickly, always ready for the next attack. Spartans struck with ferocity, aiming to overwhelm their opponent. The Roman upward thrust, fast, unexpected, brutally effective. But the Romans had a counter to almost everything, even the feared Spartan push.
A single Spartan blow could crush a helmet if it found its mark.
But the Roman Gladius was faster, deadly in tight spaces. If Spartans closed the distance, their combined force became unstoppable. Yet Romans were trained to absorb pressure and wait for the perfect strike.
Small openings were all Rome needed to kill with precision.
But the Xiphos could sever limbs with just one clean slash.
Roman shields weren't just defense, they were weapons too.
But no Roman fought alone. Formation always restored their advantage.
Spartans used raw strength to escape deadly traps. The Spartan Wall, a fortress of discipline and steel.
One command from a centurion, and the entire line changed tactics.
A synchronized Roman push could break almost any enemy.
But Spartans never yielded. They answered force with greater force. Now the real battle begins. Blade against blade, skill against skill.
One perfect thrust, and the fight could end instantly.
But Spartans turned defense into opportunity with effortless precision.
The Gladius was made for rapid follow-ups, never just one strike.
The Xiphos answered with slicing power no Roman armor could ignore.
But the Scutum shield, a fortress in a soldier's hand.
Spartans used raw strength to dominate the clash.
Romans survived by discipline, not brute force.
One Spartan strike could end the duel instantly. But Romans aimed low, where kills came fastest.
At this range, there's no room for mistakes.
Spartans mastered the art of breaking an enemy's stance.
But the Romans perfected lethal upward thrusts, aimed for the gut.
A single step could mean the difference between victory and death. Now, both warriors study each other, waiting for a fatal mistake. Because in ancient combat, hesitation meant death.
Spartans struck first, relying on sheer aggression to take the lead.
But Romans answered with precision, every move calculated.
A single misstep could shift the entire outcome. The Gladius excelled at fast, repeated thrusts. The Spartan counterattack, brutal and unforgiving. Roman armor absorbed punishment few armies could withstand.
A Spartan shield wasn't just defense, it was a weapon of pure force. In close combat, speed decides survival.
Romans regained control instantly. Discipline above all. One clean Spartan slash could cripple any opponent.
But the Gladius was deadliest up close, where the Xiphos struggled.
A well-placed Roman strike could end the duel instantly.
But Spartan reflexes were legendary, trained from childhood.
Both weapons push to their limits, yet neither warrior breaks.
Because in this duel, the next strike could decide everything.
A Spartan never hesitated. Attack was their greatest defense.
Pure Spartan strength could overpower most soldiers.
The Roman shield wall, designed to stop even the strongest warriors.
But Romans fought with angles, not brute force.
Target the legs. Rome's most reliable kill strategy.
But Spartan reflexes were razor sharp.
The Xiphos, short, deadly, perfect for upward cuts.
Roman shields turned into moving walls in combat.
Spartans tried to break balance, the first step to victory.
Romans knew how to absorb pressure,
and stay standing.
This was the deadliest zone. No room to breathe.
A minor wound, but enough to tip momentum.
Romans turned shields into sledgehammers.
But Spartans were trained to recover instantly. Now, they study each other's weaknesses, waiting for the fatal moment. Every Spartan movement carried the weight of lifelong training.
Romans adjusted their guard constantly, searching for the perfect strike.
A sudden Spartan slash could end a duel in a heartbeat.
But Romans turned defense into offense instantly. A single dodge, the difference between life and death.
Romans pressed forward, never allowing space to their enemy.
Spartans trapped limbs to break openings in an opponent's guard. Roman training taught soldiers how to escape deadly holds. When trapped, Spartans used raw power to reset the fight. Romans valued balance above everything, never losing control.
The Xiphos excelled in fast, circular slashes.
Roman shields delivered crushing, fight-changing blows.
But Spartan conditioning made them nearly impossible to break.
At this stage, both warriors fought on pure instinct. Strength against strength, skill against skill, neither willing to fall.
Strength alone cannot win a war, but discipline can. A Roman knew his blade was an extension of Rome itself. Every Spartan carried generations of warriors with him.
Romans trusted formation more than individual strength.
Spartans trained on rugged terrain. Romans perfected the art of the quick kill. Speed, precision, commitment. Roman discipline was enforced brutally. One Spartan could face many. But not even he could fight a Roman machine alone. A Spartan's edge was earned, not given. Romans forged thousands of blades with precision.
The Gladius didn't slash, it ended fights.
Even without the spear, a Spartan was deadly. Two warriors, two worlds, one final question. Before blades clashed, the Romans softened their enemy. A Spartan needed no preparation, only purpose. A single pilum could cripple a shield. But Spartans had trained to survive the impossible. The real fight began only when steel met flesh. Spartans mastered the dance of war. Romans dominated with pressure. Spartans answered pressure with precision. The gladius worked best in tight spaces. A Spartan's shield could break bones.
But Roman technique turned defense into opportunity.
Spartans trained to recover instantly. Roman formations made even one soldier more dangerous. The Spartan strikes first, and fast. But the Roman shield was built to stop storms. Rome trained soldiers to avoid, not endure. The Xiphos seeks an opening. Any opening. A Spartan attack never ends with one strike. Romans use their shields as weapons. Strength, a Spartan's constant advantage. But Romans mastered the inside range. Where a longer blade fails, the gladius succeeds. A Spartan answers danger with force. Both fighters now feel the weight of the duel. A Roman never stays down. The gladius thirsts for the finishing blow.
Now, everything comes down to a heartbeat.
The Spartan prepares for one last charge. Steel meets steel, and neither warrior gives an inch. The Spartan's power begins to overwhelm the Roman. But the Roman plants himself like a fortress. The gladius slips into gaps where no shield can protect. The Spartan answers with brutal efficiency. The Roman survives by inches. A miss that could cost a warrior everything. Romans mastered the art of surviving the storm. The Spartan pushes forward, refusing to slow. The Roman prepares for the killing thrust.
Both choose attack at the same heartbeat.
Spartans used every limb as a weapon. Two blades, opposite worlds, equal danger. The Spartan recovers with the reflex of a lifetime warrior. The Roman rises, disciplined, unshaken.
Spartans struck where defenses were weakest.
The Spartan pushes the fight, refusing to retreat. But Roman shields covered every angle. Romans answered aggression with precision. The Spartan pushes the fight, refusing to retreat. A small angle can save a warrior's life.
Romans attacked from angles, not from strength.
But a Spartan never shows his back. Roman warfare began with the shield. But Spartans learned to endure punishment. His stare alone has broken armies. But the Roman is unmoved, ready for the next moment. The Spartan strikes, every ounce of strength behind the blade. Even a Spartan must pause to strike again. Romans turn defense into a deadly counterattack. A Roman never rushes. Calculated movement wins battles. Spartans struck the legs to unbalance their foes.
Romans knew the art of turning defense into offense.
Reflexes of a Spartan, honed over decades. Pressure. The Roman weapon no one could ignore. A glancing blow, but enough to test defenses. A Roman never loses footing. Never panic. A Spartan's grip foretells a coming storm. Roman anticipation, a hallmark of their training. The Spartans' fury is unmatched, but timing is everything. Romans closed distance when openings appeared.
Every Spartan calculated his next move. Instinct and strategy combined.
Every Roman measured his opponent, precision before attack. Sudden, precise, the Spartan strikes without hesitation. Romans turned defense into immediate retaliation. Never stops. Momentum is key. The Roman fights with angles, always seeking advantage. The Roman strikes from the shield, precision and speed combined. A Spartan's blade carries power, trained over a lifetime. A Roman never falters, always ready. Reflexes of a Spartan, honed for survival. Spartans exploited every opening, no detail ignored. A single misstep can end a life. Spartans knew this. Romans mastered counters in every situation.
Roman technique turned every defense into an opportunity. The Spartans' resolve never wavered. One final push.
The Roman stands firm, anticipating the storm.
Attack is the Spartan's instinct, perfected by years of training. The Roman shield absorbs, redirects, and sets up the counter.
Movement is survival. Every motion matters for the Spartan.
Romans turned openings into lethal strikes.
A Spartan strike is force and precision in one. A Roman never overextends. Every move calculated.
Spartans exploited every opening. Legs, arms, torso, nothing was safe. The Gladius strikes where Spartan defense is weakest.
Reflexes of a Spartan, honed to survive the impossible. Romans never falter, even at the brink of defeat. Two legends, one battlefield. Every heartbeat could decide the end. A Spartan's final strike, fueled by strength and experience. Roman precision, turning defense into instant offense. Every Spartan strike was deliberate. Every motion measured. Every Roman maneuver designed to exploit the slightest weakness. Attack, strike, survive. The Spartan ethos in motion. A Roman turns defense into instant offense. Movement is life. Spartans mastered the battlefield.
Romans struck with precision, exploiting any opening.
Reflexes honed for survival. Every Spartan knew this moment could be fatal. Romans never faltered, always prepared for the next strike. A Spartan's strength meets centuries of training. Roman technique, defense transforming instantly into offense. The Spartan strikes with a fury of generations behind him. Two warriors, one battlefield. Every heartbeat counts. The Roman counters with cold precision. Timing is everything. Survival. Every movement is calculated.
Both legends, neither willing to fall. The final moments approach.
A Spartan never retreats. Not even now. A A Roman fights until the last breath. Two worlds, two fighting systems, colliding in one final moment. The Spartans' final strike, fierce and unstoppable. The Roman endures, shield absorbing the fury. Power meets discipline, a test of sheer will. But Romans were trained to adapt instantly. One precise thrust, the Gladius's greatest strength.
Both fighters bleed.
Reflexes save the Spartan from the edge of defeat. A lifetime of discipline in one final attempt.